Why play Aphelios Bot? Well, he's incredibly versatile, many opponents don't know what you do, he scales into a late game god, and he deals great burst damage with the right combo. However, his gun management can be hard to learn, and he has literally no mobility. Aphelios' passive is his 5 weapons. He has access to 2 at a time, 1 in his main hand and 1 in his offhand. Each weapon has its own unique attack, unique Q, and unique effect on his ultimate. Attacks and abilities consume a weapon's ammo, and when it's out of ammo, he gets the next one. At level 2, he gets Q, and at level 6, he gets ult. His W swaps his 2 guns, and his E tells him what gun's coming up next. Also, instead of leveling up abilities, Aphelios grants himself permanent stats of attack damage, attack speed, or lethality. Aphelios' green gun has a passive where he gains 100 attack range. Also, abilities that use the green gun's effect mark the target, which he can then attack with his offhand gun to deal damage. The Q is a long-range skill shot which deals damage and applies a mark. Aphelios' ultimate is a straight-line wide skill shot which deals damage to all enemies hit. After it lands, he then attacks all targets hit with his main weapon. The bonus effect for the green gun is that the marks added this way deal additional damage when consumed. His red gun has a passive where his attacks and abilities restore a good amount of health and can overheal him, granting him a shield. The Q grants him attack speed and he shoots his main and offhand weapon at the nearest enemy. Bonus effect for the ultimate is he restores a large chunk of health. His purple gun has a passive where his attacks apply a decaying slow. Q roots all enemies affected with a slow and deals damage. And the bonus effect for the ultimate is that it applies a massive slow on all targets, and if you follow up Q, it roots for even longer. His blue gun deals additional damage to the first target hit and deals damage to all enemies behind. The Q is a cone skill shot which damages all enemies and then attacks them with his offhand weapon. The bonus effect for the ultimate is that it causes an additional burst of damage from each target hit for insane AoE damage. His white gun has a passive where his attacks ricochet off the enemy and back to him. He can attack immediately after this returns to him, so the closer he stands, the faster he can attack. Abilities that use the white gun create an additional boomerang which deals additional damage. The Q creates a turret equipped with his offhand weapon which shoots at enemies that approach it. The bonus effect of the ultimate is he creates 5 additional mini boomerangs. There are so many different gun combos, but here's some you'll use the most. With green and purple guns, you can Q with green gun, attack, and then change to purple and use Q for a very long range route. With blue and purple, you can Q with blue into Q with purple for an AoE route. White and red is an amazing combo for dueling. Use Q with red gun to spam attacks, giving you many bonus boomerangs for additional damage. You can then change to white gun to keep this damage going. With white and green, you can place a white Q which will apply the green effect, allowing you to attack from a very long distance each time they get hit, which also gives you an additional boomerang to keep hitting them with. For matchups, he works well against other champions who are also looking to scale, and he can struggle against champions who can shut him down early or team fight easier. For runes, take this. However, if you're going to get bullied early, consider PTA. For build order, start Blade and Pot into tier 2 boots and Gale Force, follow up with an Inf Edge before finishing a build with any of these. For skill order, max attack damage, then lethality, then attack speed. For summoner spells, take Flash and Heal. In the early game, you're looking to farm as hard as possible to scale into the late game. When learning Aphelios, when it comes to cycling guns for your combos, a great starting point is to use up your red first, then green, then purple, then blue, then get rid of red again. From here, keep getting rid of your oldest weapon first for the rest of the game. This, of course, is not the only way to play him, but while learning him, it's a great way to always have great combos available to you. Entering late game team fights, you want to play the backline hypercarry. Spacing in these fights is incredibly important as you have no mobility and rely on your team to keep you safe. Use your ultimate early, keep attacking anything in front of you, and your different guns give you different combos. Green purple or blue purple is great utility, and white red and green white are great for damage.